Hey guys, how are we all doing? Thanks for hanging out. Much love, friends. So I am gonna do Blast from the Past, and we're gonna just experiment with this. What is Blast from the Past? It is a special thing. It is a very special thing where I basically find old VODs and in the internets, and I glance through the utter terror of StarCraft a long time ago. So guys, I found a cast here from November 11, 2011. That's Remembrance Day. Oh my god, he even linked my stream. I totally forgot about Commissar. What a legend. Such a nice guy. So Commissar, youtube.com user Commissar, hasn't posted a video in like 7 years when I checked out his channel, unfortunately. So anyway, we found an old video of me versus Spanishiwa, and we're going to do a little review of it, guys. This is from 2011. I was on Clan Rev at the time. I was playing on the NA ladder here on Shakura's Plateau. I'm sorry, the quality is going to be utter trash, I know. And yeah, let's take a look. So this is an experimental format of show. Someone randomly suggested it, and I was like, dude, let's go look at old games. This sounds like a perfect idea. So this is, of course, Wings of Liberty. This is 2011. This is not even the latest version of Balance in Wings of Liberty. I'm not sure. I think Infestors had been buffed to their penultimate state at this point. I believe by the end of 2011 they were there, but they weren't fully being abused and dominating the scene until the middle and late end of 2012. So this is before everyone knew just how broken Infestors were. It was only really like the Nurcio and the Stefano that were using them a ton. This is back when the Infestor threw projectiles. It didn't flow projectiles. It was instant cast. It didn't shoot quite as far, but it did way more damage. Currently, Fungal does, I believe, 30 damage flat. It used to do 36 plus 12 versus armored, 48 damage to armored units. You'd fungal a Marauder twice that had stimmed and it was almost dead. It would massacre roaches. You couldn't dodge it. It was insane. Oh, also Infested Terrans got upgrades. So yeah, I think Infested Terrans get upgrades again now, don't they? I think they gave that back to it recently. Hey. But yeah, this was a really, really boring time in StarCraft. It was about 6 to 8 months after this, or about a year after this, really. Where all Zergs would just shamelessly mass infest a Broodlord. Anyways, this is a Zerg vs. Zerg. I'm playing Spanishiwa. Now, Spanishiwa is a guy who was infamous for the fact that he would never take gas, but he's taking a gas in this game. And it was called the Ice King Fisher build or some stupid shit. He named it to give it a catchy name. Basically, he was like, look, guys, Queens and Spine Crawlers are really good. You don't need gas. You can defend anything with Mass Queen and Spine. This also might have been before Queens had their range buff. I think this was. So Queens, I believe, still only had 2 anti-ground attack range in this patch. Later on, they got buffed to 5. So like literally when your opponent would harass with Hellions, your Queens could never land a hit unless they were standing on high ground if your opponent microed correctly. So like the anti-air range is also 1 less than it is now as well. Yeah, this was a special time. So anyway, a lot of players would normally go Ling Bane Wars on 1 base, and it seems like we're both maybe doing that. I'm going for Roach on 1 base before Expand. Oh my god, 1 base Roach. Jesus Christ, Pig. This is fucking embarrassing. I think a lot of players, myself included, were just so bad at this point, we couldn't defend an expansion, so you had to go Banelings or Roaches beforehand. Spanishiwa, though, just going Ling Speed straight into an expansion. Whoa! You only started with 6 workers, of course, guys. Oh man, it was such a shit show of a game back then. So yeah, ZVZ for a long time before this was just 1 base Ling Bane Wars. Now he's going Baneliness, and I've scouted it with my Zergling, and I'm just going to try to make a few Roaches and then slowly take an expansion. And the whole idea is the Roaches are more efficient the longer the game goes. I'm supply blocks on 26, like an absolute legend here. There's so much to do when you're managing 1 base of economy that I apparently hit a supply block there, like the legend I am. I'm still not queuing up another Overlord. So the plan here is to build a few Roaches. Oh my god, I mean, surely do I not have an Overlord spotting over my natural? I think my Overlord positioning is terrible as well. Oh, it's so painful. My drone goes down and just sacrifices itself to the lings. Now, I've got 4 roaches here who are taking a bit of a weird path, but they're going to start moving down. His hatchery is already almost finished. Luckily for me, he's still massing lings. If he was droning right now, we'd be infinitely behind. But players were very bad at playing defensive back then. Now, he's making a defensive baneling, or maybe it's an offensive one. I'm going to move down there with those roaches. I've got my own ling speed, which I feel like ling speed makes no sense with the build I'm doing.
Oh my god.
Oh man, he's just going to come in with Massling Bane. And all I've got is 4 roaches and a queen. I got to get back on that ramp. That queen needs to... Yeah, I need to stay near that ramp. That ramp is like my only area of safety. This is so funny. So I'm building 2 more overlords. I got an overlord sniped on his side of the map by the look of it. And I'm like, okay, just 4 roaches and a little pack of zerglings. That's all I've got. He finally starts to drone up. So he's not going to try to bust this. He's realizing, hey, having my hatch finished 2 minutes earlier is a pretty nice advantage. Let's work with that. My units, of course, they don't want to get surrounded, but they also want to keep the hatch alive. So, oh, we're going to get surrounded on the ramp. Oh my god. Oh, shit, Fizz. Okay, transfuse. Oh my god, you missed the transfuse. Jesus Christ, Pig. Oh, keep in mind, this was around the time I first started considering myself a pro player, guys. Pretty high level stuff. It's so bad. Roaches are coming down to the low ground. They'll clean up the zerglings. All right. I excuse the quality as well. You can see the quality of streams in 2011. As soon as there's movement on the screen, the whole thing just artifacts like crazy. It's just like, can't process, can't handle it. Everyone was streaming on XSplit back then as well. Maybe it might have even been a precursor to XSplit at this point, actually, in 2011. This is a long time ago. Rex, actually, he could have been using Fraps, which was incredibly resource intensive, of course. Rex TDXX, welcome to the Pigsty. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, my friend. Appreciate the support. So I'm basically just massing roaches here. I have 1 drone on my natural, and I'm just trying to like survive defensively. So you could tell at this point I was evolving into a player who wanted to kind of like defend very safely and build an economy and stuff. And like I'm actually up 2 workers, and he's building spines. This is like a really big rush distance map for the day. So he's building those spines way too early, and now I'm also building a spine. Oh my god. This is so bad. Holy crap. We're both like trickling like 1 or 2 drones at a time because we're afraid of the other one just killing them. I mean, the longer this goes though, the better for me it is, because I've got roaches and he's on Ling Bane and he still hasn't gone into roach tech. So he's going to go for an Evo chamber now. But no roaches out yet. I wonder if he goes upgraded lings. He might go... So he's doing weird Spanishiwa things. He might go muters. I can't imagine he wants to play roach versus roach. And I'm going for an Evo. And you can see this little wall off at my ramp. Very cute. Spine crawler there. Another spine going up the natural. Because, yeah, that's really going to help massing spines, Pig. My roach is sitting out in the open as if I've forgotten about the threat of a gigantic ling flood. Oh, man. This is so bad. Shakura's Plateau. You'd like to have this map back, Archon? Do you remember, I don't know if it was a later version than this, they actually added rocks. You can see down the bottom how it looks like there's a base between us. Well, that's actually low ground and there's no way down there. But they actually created a later version of this map with more high hedges in the middle, and you could actually break down rocks to get down there. So there was rocks from the middle. You could kind of break down the base between each of you. I do remember that being something which would often get taken later on in these Broodlord battles. But yeah, this was a fun map, Shakura's Plateau. It was around for a long time. Like, the maps used to sit in the pool for such a long time. So we're both going +1 range. He's just going for his Roach Warren way later than me. I'm droning like a greedy boy. Am I going to go for Infestors? Had I figured out how OP Infestors were in late 2011? I feel like I probably hadn't, and I'll probably just go Hydras. I'm trying to remember. I mean, this is such a long time ago. Oh my god. Like, this game is, what, 8 years ago? Oh, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. 3 spines. And that's the way to do it, right, Kabam? When you've got Roach Tech up, and you're like, nah, I better build static defense to defend my 2 base. And you're like, oh. He's going for a 3rd. So he's actually pushing his economy a bit more than me. And it looks like I want to do like a little move out to take the 3rd that's closer to him. Because obviously I have the Roach versus Zergling army, a lot less mobile. So I'm going to kind of fake push into the middle. He's going Roach speed. I still haven't started my Roach speed. And we're both going to go Infestation Pit, but I'm also going Hydra Den on 2 base economy. My knowledge of how to balance economy versus tech definitely had not evolved too far at this point in my career. I was still a very trash player. As much as I considered myself being like, yeah, I think this was around the time I got third in Australian WCG. And for me, that was a big thing because I only lost to T-Gun and Moonglade, who'd both competed internationally at that point and kind of lived in Korea and stuff. So I was like, yeah, it's cool. I think they had anyway. Maybe T-Gun went to Korea a little after that. Can't quite remember. T-Gun plays LoL now, and he lifts heavy weights. Moonglade does come back to cast once in a while. Wish we had more of him. But he's very busy with real life. Okay, so I'm going pathogen glands, more roaches. He's coming with his roaches. My roach speed is so late. Run! Oh my god. The confidence in holding that choke point. If he just pushed through, I would be dead. Look at this spine wall, and there's a random spore crawler. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. I remember the game, the way you'd play it back then, there was a lot of there was just shit you just did. You just memorized builds, and this is how you built forwards. And I would do the same thing every game in a certain matchup. And there was very little strategic understanding or really adapting to my opponent other than, oh, he's got a few more units, build a bit more defense, build a few more drones. And I'm going to start to add infestors now. And he's going for pathogen glands as well. We're going to have a roach infestor war. And that makes me happy because if there's one thing I am proud of throughout all of Heart of the Wings of Liberty and quite a bit of Heart of the Swarm, I love infestors. They're my spirit animal because I definitely got to beat a lot of really good players with infestors back in the day because I would just mass them every game for a year of StarCraft 2 off the back of roaches. I became very good at landing fungals and setting up concaves and baiting my opponent into bad defensive, bad engagements into my concave. You can see he's also got that weird spine spore setup. So that must just be this weird meta thing we did at the time to stop burrow roaches. I don't know. So we're both just sitting there. He's kind of postured aggressively. I'm postured defensively, but I am up 10 supply. Very little showing of the work account, which is this was if you, oh my god, that's actually brutal. Holy shit, we just massacred so many of those units. For those of you who don't know, so basically the difference between a really good commentator and any other commentator back in Wings was their ability to talk about the work account and actually look at it. Look at that fungal, it just locks them down completely. Oh my god, it does so much damage. Oh my god. Spread your shit out more. After killing a lot of his roaches, I guess I smell blood in the water. Where are my infestors? I know I've got some infestors. I think that I've just told them to come across the map, realizing they're not here. It seems like I have the numbers here. I've got the big concave. I've got 3 roaches. You see those roaches run after his infestor? I'm chasing his infestor down. We're throwing some infested Terrans to try and help break through. One more fungal goes down. Oh, we're even going to throw infested Terrans to kill the overlords because they're out in the open. So I'm like, hey, why not? If I can hold this area, we get the overlords. It's not going to work out. I think I'm going to bleed out of roaches here. And, my roaches, if they ran into his third, I could have picked off so many workers there. But I am a pleb. But I keep my infestors alive. And I think I killed all his. And basically the way Wings of Liberty worked is your infestors were so valuable. Having 5 infestors was like having a full base mining. As long as you keep those alive, their ability to just make energy and win fights, it was like having another base mining. You got 10 infestors alive gathering energy. That's 2 extra bases mining. So if you kill your opponent's infestors in a battle, it's like wiping out a full base of drones. That's actually how obscenely powerful this unit was. Now, remember, back in Wings of Liberty, there was no control group stealing. So the ability to split off units, whenever you see me do a counterattack, what I would be doing is I would be sending the roaches to go attack somewhere, and I would shift click in this bottom display bar. You see this wireframe with all the roach colors in the bottom? I would have to shift click out the roaches and then go control 2 to remake that roach hotkey. Oh my god, so bad. I also am looking at this and I'm like, why are my infestors not control grouped right now? Or maybe those are Spanishiwa's control groups. Surely. Yeah, okay, I've got roaches on 1, infestors on 2. Holy fucking shit. He didn't chain the fungal. Oh, he missed the chain on the fungal. Oh, god damn. These fungals do so much damage, that is obscene. It locks you in place. 48 damage to the armored roach. 3 of them kills a roach almost completely. And yeah, he's just been overwhelmed in the roach infestor. What a shit game. Holy crap, Wings of Liberty was so bad. It was so bad. Of course, we started with a ZVZ for this series for good reason. Why would we start with anything else but a ZVZ and wings?
Oh my god. Oh.
That's so funny, man. Thank you so much, GrubTug, for the Twitch Prime sub. We wanted to start with an infested battle, show you guys the old OP units in action. This was like a year of my Zerg vs. Zerg. Just make roaches, very slowly expand, make infestors in camp. I loved Wings of Liberty as well. It has a special place in my heart, but when I look at Serral play and I compare it to people playing top level pro play in Wings, I'm like, it is just, I just think StarCraft's such a better game now. I love the mechanical intensity. I love that, most importantly, the diversity of strategies and how many more, the units opened up so many more strategies for everyone. Look at that Bay inject. Yeah, she dropping that inject there. I just think it's such a better game. I think you know, Wings was great, especially for the nostalgia factor, right? But it was a bit of a different time.
Yes.
Lots of things were
my
balanced
God.
a little bit awkwardly. Cliggity says, do you remember PiG when you could get an upgrade for High Templar so they would have full energy when they warp in? It wasn't full energy, Cliggity. It was called Kaidaran Amulet. It was plus 25 energy. Not a lot. Oh. Yeah, it means you can warp in a unit with a Psystorm ready on demand. Yes, it was bullshit. You'd see a drop going to your main. Remember, Medivacs didn't have boost in Wings of Liberty. So you'd see a drop, you'd have forever to prepare, you'd warp in, bunch of High Templar, you'd feed back the Medivacs, anything that gets out, you're like, it's cool, I've got Storm on demand, just blanket some Storms. Easiest game of your life. It was so funny, man. They got rid of that upgrade because they're like, yeah, maybe the ability to warp in a splash damage unit anywhere on the map is a little bit fucked. Like, people would fly a warp prism into a base, warp in High Templar, and storm the mineral line, and then pick up and leave. And you're like, this doesn't seem right. Oh, dude. So, guys, I'm just gonna dig through random shitty games from my past. At some point, we might look at other games of other players as well. Obviously, I only played Zerg back in Wings and Heart of the Swarm, but we'll do some HOTS games, some Wings games. Lots of my best games are lost. You know, there's like show matches where I beat GSL champions and team matches, and most of them are gone to the sands of time, and they've trickled away and disappeared on people's deleted YouTube accounts. But we'll see what we can bring out. Thanks, guys, for watching the first episode of Blast from the Past. We'll be back with more in the near future.